things like the production possibility frontier or the circular flow of income, for example, which you will come across in your sort of introductory section. And we divide economics up into microeconomics and macroeconomics. Now, it really doesn't matter where you live in the world and what economic system you live under, because all societies face basically the same problem. It doesn't matter if you're free market, so-called capitalism, mixed or planned communist sort of country. The basic economic problem of scarcity, scarce resources, unlimited wants, exists for everybody. Now, a lot of microeconomics is looking at basically how this problem of scarcity is resolved. And so you'll spend a lot of time looking at supply and demand analysis, for example, as a sort of free market Adam Smith approach to managing your scarce resources in the most efficient way. But either, again, whatever system you're under, choices have got to be made. And we call that in economics an opportunity cost. So an opportunity cost is largely referred to as the next best alternative foregone. If you choose one thing, you give up something else. Like there's nothing that's free in economics. And if there was something that was referred to as a free good, that would have zero opportunity cost associated with it. So what are these scarce resources that I'm talking about? Well, we categorize them into sort of four different categories, which we refer to as land, labor, capital, and enterprise. Land and labor are fairly obvious. Capital, just be a little bit careful with. It's not a reference to money or investment funds. It's referring to machines, largely. Firms buy machines or technology or building plants in which to undertake their production. And enterprise is a reference to entrepreneurship, the person who takes the risks and identifies the opportunities and essentially gets the reward of profit as a consequence. And we look at sort of three key questions then in terms of this economic problem of scarcity. Societies needs to decide three things. It needs to decide what to produce, what goods and services to produce, in other words, how they're going to produce it, organize their production, and who's going to get what. That's the for whom to produce section. And these three questions are answered in different ways depending upon whether you're in a free market, capitalist type economy or a command economy or you're mixed. You'll often come across this phrase of stakeholders. These are people who are impacted by any economic activity that takes place. It doesn't have to be necessarily just the individual perhaps who's purchasing the product or the firm that they're buying from. There can be sort of third-party impacts on a range of other stakeholders as a result of a particular course of action. You can have a quick look at these sort of test your understanding type questions, just basically what we've been talking about this morning, and some answers to them that you might want to also sort of browse through as we've just now completed this first introductory section.